Good.
All right, now we're gonna practice with the wand. There's different kinds of wands. Some clubs may actually use a wand instead of physically searching somebody. When you receive the wand, you would grab it, test it on yourself, like either on a badge or a piece of metal that you may have on you. This one just so happened to be a vibrating wand, and it don't make no sounds. You would approach the person would step to you, and you tell them to spread their arms out. Turn the wand on, and you run the wand the same way you would, whether like what you're searching. And if the wand detects a piece of metal, just like now, right? You would turn around and examine. The wand vibrated and showed that he had something hidden right here, so you would ask him to lift up his shirt, and you would pull up right here. Sure enough, he has a knife there. Right, if you continue wanding, right here, it vibrated again, and he has a chain on. You would ask to examine the chain. Sir, can you please pull that out? Once again, you examine it. By examining this, I can tell that it has a little small groove in it, which means it separates, revealing the small knife. Right, you would then take it from him. And continue your search. Sir, can you please remove everything out your pockets? The wand once again vibrated. The gentleman has a lot of stuff in his pockets. You examine. Once again, it shows that he has a little small knife right here. The toenail clipper, which can also contain a knife, is on there. After you take it off, or have them take it off, take it from them. Ask him to open up his hands, lift up your phone, please. Just to see what he has in his hands, and once again, under his cell phone, he had a knife concealed under his cell phone. You take the weapon away, continue your search. Once again, wand going off. Sir, can you please take off your shoe? Can you pick up your shoe, please? Take the shoe away from him, examine it. Once again, knife found. There you go. Can you turn around, please? Then you want to do the back side. Just to make sure that he doesn't have nothing taped. Sir, can you please remove that out your back pocket? Once again, another knife. That's it. You may turn around. And that's pretty much about what's done with the wand. Every now and then you would ask him to lift up the bottom of his foot. Sir, can you please lift up your foot? Turn around and lift up your foot. And you examine the bottom of his shoe just to make sure everything's intact and the way it's supposed to be. Lift up the other one, please. All right, you would want to take the wand and go up against the shoe just to make sure that there's no secret compartments and no knives hidden in the bottom of the shoe.
Okay. Now, a lot of shoes, especially not so much shoes, but boots, have steel shanks in them. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were to run it across, what you would have him do, just like you did before, just have him move his shoe and then examine it. Mm-hmm. And if you don't find it, you realize that there's a metal plate underneath, then you would obviously just give it back.
Yeah.
That commonly happens in boots.
Yeah.
Or the eyelets, if they have boots, they have metal eyelets on them.
Yeah, a lot of steel toe boots and working boots would have that metal that's in the bottom of it. and it would set it off. Once again, examining it, you know what I'm saying, if possible to lift up. Can you please take off your shoe? If possible, if the sole, the inner sole, if that can come out, you examine that, make sure that there's nothing hidden in the groove. Thank you. And once he, okay? Once again, if he's clear to go by your supervisors in the club management, then you can allow him to enter the club or exit the club.
Okay. All right, very good. Now this was just an example of searching. It's, you know, it's a very thorough search. The club that you work at might have different levels that they want to search at. Some clubs, because of the nature of them and certain clientele they have, and management more specifically, might not want as invasive a search. They might not want you to go all the way up between their legs. We always stress in trying to insist to the clubs that this is the type of search we need to have, if not even more. But it's depending upon management, depending on how they feel with their clientele, it might not always be necessary. But the supervisor will tell you how, you know, that club wants to be searched. So this is the basic level of how you should conduct a search with this level of intensity. If the club itself determines that they want a little bit less intense, that's why we might then employ wands, so the person doesn't feel, it doesn't feel as invasive, but we can still do a thorough search. Some cases, they might just want just a pockets check or something like that because they feel that their clientele is, you know, offended by that. But most clubs that we search at, the reason why we are called into most places, you know, for our level, this type of security company that we are, it requires this level of search. If the person feels that if they start, as you go to search between the legs and they start jumping back, you need to tell them, you know, be polite to them, be courteous. Sir, you know, I need to do this. If you want to get inside the club, this is what's required. If they feel that they can't sit there and go through that type of search, then they're welcome to leave. And I said, you be courteous to them, you be polite to them, but this is what's required, and you need to be thorough. You need to get up. When you go between the legs, you need to make sure you get, for the gentlemen, you need to make sure you get all the way up in there if you're not using wands. You need to go through all their pockets, no matter how much stuff they have in their pockets. If they got, you know, sometimes people come into the club, their pockets are bulging out, and you have to go through every little thing, because just a small knife, for a person who knows how to use it, will create enough damage. Okay? So be thorough with it. It's extremely important. I always stress that there is no other job inside the club that as important as searching. Breaking up fights, doing the stuff inside, catching people who are underage drinking, all that, yes, all that's important. Every level has its importance. But on a consistent basis, day in and day out, there's no other job that's as important as searching, because that allows everybody that's inside, that's working inside, to feel safe when they go to approach somebody. When they go to break up a fight, they can have some level of confidence that as they go to break up that fight, that they're not going to get a knife in the stomach or in the back, or get shot, because we've also confiscated guns off of people. When we take somebody out there, they're seemingly intoxicated, it gives us at least a little bit better reassurance that their level of intoxication may be just due to alcohol, or they might have consumed some kind of drug outside. It's not that somebody's inside the club peddling drugs, which could get the club shut down. It's very important. We cannot afford to have incidents happen inside the clubs that we work in. Okay, not only damages our reputation, but it will cause the club to lose their license, which then results in us not working there. It results in a loss of job. Okay? Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Anthony. And that's it.
If I may say, you control the pace. Don't let the don't let the person control you. You know, you take your time and make sure everything's all right, and everyone have a good night.
Okay. All right, thank you.